What's going on, chums, and welcome back to another video. I've been a bit absent from the channel recently due to various things, but I thought I'd do another big kind of swag video. I've done one of these before when a load of limited editions and stuff just happened to come out at the same time, so I thought it made more sense to throw them all in one video. And it's kind of been a little bit like that again, so I thought I'd do another one and just sort of throw everything in. So I'm going to start off with a couple of, let's say, standalone games, just a couple of things I picked up recently, and we'll go from there. So first off, we're going to start with Dragon Quest XI's on the Xbox. This isn't a new release, but it's new for me because it just came to me as a belated birthday gift, so I thought it'd be cool to throw it in here. It kind of passed me by that this actually had a physical release on Xbox because it was US only, and I just kind of, my brain just skipped that apparently. I probably should have had some idea that was the case because these other Square Enix games all had US only releases, and I imported all of those. But somehow I completely forgot about this one. So that was Dan, who used to be on the channel. Big shout out to Dan for getting that for my birthday. It's cool to have a physical version of it. And next up, we've got Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, which is the sort of new release with added content and everything that Sega and Atlas put out recently. Again, physical on Xbox, which is very, very cool. If you'd have told me not even that long ago that we'd have multiple Atlas games on Xbox and physical, then I probably would have told you that you needed some kind of medication or something. But here we are. It's not just that. Obviously, we got Persona 3 Reload. We've got Persona 5 Royal. We've got Persona 5 Tactica and also Soul Hackers 2. So now we have a total of 5 physical Atlas games on Xbox, which is very nice. I haven't played any of these yet because I just don't have the free time, but I'll get around to all of them at some point. I did start Persona 3 when it came out because I've only ever played like 2 or 3 hours of Persona 3 Portable back on the PSP when that came out. I have watched the anime and I really like the story and characters of it, so I'm quite excited to get into that one. But Shin Megami Tensei 5 is probably going to be like 2 years away at this point. But that's that. Alright, and next we have the long-awaited Baldur's Gate 3 Deluxe Edition, I think this was called. I pre-ordered this in like December, I think, last year, and it finally came a few weeks ago. So it took a long while. I had a lot of issues with manufacturing and stuff. But it's finally here. You can see it's kind of made to look like a big tome, big book. There's not much on the back. But I'm not going to do full-on unboxings of these things because it's a bit tricky to do it with this setup. But what I will do is I'll put a little clip after here showing everything that's in the box so we can kind of at least get into it a little bit. But that is the Xbox one. Again, even the top and the bottom look like a book. I think this was the one that was the most delayed because, well, there's 4 discs in the box for the game, and I guess that just took a lot of time to source enough discs. I don't know. But we'll go through it and I'll show you the contents in a minute. This I haven't actually played. I think they actually screwed up. They were supposed to send a code for the Digital Deluxe DLC, and they sent out a code for the full game instead. So I have it physically and digitally now, I guess, but I'll have a proper look at that now. Alright, so here's everything that comes in the Baldur's Gate Deluxe Edition. Obviously, the game itself. Bear with me as I'm doing this one-handed. You can see there are 4 discs, which is ludicrous. I haven't witnessed something like this since the days of Lost Odyssey on the 360. Yeah, I think there's 2 here. Yeah, 4 discs, which is just nutty. So it's kind of a good thing that they sent out the digital code by mistake, because then I won't have to worry about disc swapping. But I always like to have a physical copy of games. As you can probably tell, I have. I mean, that's just a selection. But also we have a patch which I'm not going to lie, that looks kind of not great for a fist, but, and then that. This is probably the best thing in it, to be honest, the soundtrack. I say that having not heard any of the music yet, but just the way it looks is amazing. Just beautiful artwork. And 3 full discs, which is 43 tracks in all. This is the world map. Is that upside down? Is that the right way up? That's the right way up. So I believe originally this said it was going to be a cloth map, and it's turned out to be paper. I think they changed the description at some point. Some people weren't very happy about it. I'd have preferred a cloth map. I mean, it's quite nice paper, but still, it's still paper. And then there's sticker sheets, which I'm never going to use, but there's loads of them. The little emoji ones are pretty cool. And then there's a poster, which this is going to be difficult. Can I do this one-handed? Probably not. Alright, there's the poster. Again, if I ever had a big enough space, it could probably look nice in a nice frame. Yeah, that's the Baldur's Gate Deluxe Edition. Alright, the collector's editions continue with the Dawntrail Collector's Box. This, I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't even opened it yet. It's just been sitting there for like a week and a bit because I just haven't had the free time to do anything with it. So we'll get into it in a minute. But this is my 4th collector's edition for Final Fantasy XIV. I've got the original Realm Reborn one back on PS3 because that's where I started playing it before moving to PC. And I've got Stormblood and Endwalker. And now I've got this one. So I'm missing Heaven's Ward and Shadowbringers, and they seem to be the hardest ones to actually get after the fact. I didn't have the money when they came out, sadly, so I missed them, but wouldn't mind trying to complete my collection at some point. But yeah, this is the Dawntrail one. Very shiny golden box all the way around. And then the artwork on the front. We'll get into this in a minute as well and have a couple of look what's in it, and it will be a first for me as well, because, as I say, haven't even opened it yet. Alright, here's Dawntrail deboxed. Here we've got the Viper figurine, which we'll get into in a minute. And here's the other box that comes in there that has all the other stuff in there, I guess. So let's get into this one. I probably should have done that before I started recording. Alright, so I've cracked the seal, but I just want to give a little pro tip for getting into these kind of boxes without bending the tab. So you get a thin implement, wedge it under, and then just lift it. Alright, so there is a smell of leather coming out of this box, which I'm guessing is actual leather. That's pretty cool if it is. This is the Adventurer's pen case, which I don't suppose I'm ever going to use. Turn that the right way around. That says Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. I was looking at it going, why is that backwards? Nope, it's me that's backwards. But anyway, there's some of the map on the front. New region. Going to be honest, I haven't paid a great deal of attention to Dawntrail pre-release stuff because I'm a little bit behind. I'm still somewhere on 6.x because I just haven't had much time to play the game recently. We have a map. We quite frequently get maps with these. I remember the Stormblood one had one at least, which will now be woefully out of date. But I'll open that up and have a look at that. And then got the journal, the unending journey. So it's like your adventurer's journal in the game that you can go into an inn and read. When I say read, I mean watch cutscenes. But that's pretty cool. But I think this is just like a blank notebook. So again, I'm never going to use it, but it looks cool. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, it's just blank pages, but they're very nicely ornamented around the edges. Very nice border. Nice little thing to have, but I'm never going to use it. Alright, there's the full map. Very nice. Look how small Eorzea looks now. That used to be the whole world. Well, as much of it as we were allowed to traverse. But now it's grown. Of course, this game has been going for 11 years now, 2013 I think. Realm Reborn came out. So there's a lot of game in there. I'm going to have to pull my finger out and get back to it soon, because there being a whole new expansion out, I need to get caught back up. Alright, that is everything that comes in the Dawntrail collector's box, save for the figure, which we're going to have a look at now. Alright, there is the Viper figure with his swords attached. Pretty similar quality to a lot of the other stuff that's come out with these collector's editions, in that it's generally pretty good quality. It is all plastic, in case you're wondering. PVC, I guess, which is a kind of plastic, so I'm still technically correct. But they do tend to be quite good quality. The swords you have to put in yourself, and you have to kind of move his fingers out of the way and hope you don't snap them off, but went off without a hitch. Let's see how he compares to my other FF14 collectibles. Alright, and there is the Viper alongside my Stormblood and Endwalker collectible figurines, collector's edition ones. It holds up pretty well. It's bigger than those two, I mean partly because of the base. See, Xenos is probably a bit bigger maybe, but he's got a much smaller base. And then we can bring in my Omega. A lot of people complained about that when it came out, but I love it. I love that raid, I had to own it. And that was my favourite of the three I had previously. Partly because it was bigger and I really liked the pose and everything. I'm not quite sure why people complain about it. I think it looks great. And then, last couple of things. My Alphinaud and Alizé minion figures. So I'm getting a bit of a collection now of FF14 figurines, which is nice. Alright, that was now everything that was in the Dawntrail collector's box. Alright, and the final collector's edition that's sort of come out at the same time as all this other stuff is Trails Through Daybreak. This one has a slipcover on it, which is probably extremely reflective, but let's take that off. See all the characters on the front, artwork on the back. Quite like the NISA collector's editions because they keep them quite small, whereas I have no idea where I'm going to put that Dawntrail box. That's just enormous. But this isn't my first Trails collector's edition. I actually have also Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure. Annoyingly, the cardboard on this one is bowed for some reason, so it doesn't sit straight. Just like rocks back and forth. I got those two originally. I was only planning on getting those two because they're the only ones I have collector's editions of, just because of kind of the significance of finally getting the Crossbell games localized. So I thought I had to have those. And then this came out and FOMO got the better of me and I ordered the collector's edition like a week before it came out. So I probably shouldn't have done. But I do have, well, I've got a bit of a, let's say, a strange history with this series. But we'll get into that in a sec because I just want to show you a few other things about these games. Alright, so the collection. I've got Trails in the Sky FC on PSP. I bought this when it came out over here. This was back when it came up via Ghostlight Games. I'm not even sure if they're still around now. But I used to post on the Eurogamer forums, and there was someone that worked at Ghostlight. I think they were called Ghostlight Ross on Eurogamer, that used to post on the forums, and he was always kind of pushing this. And yeah, there's the UMD and the Bracer Guild Handbook. This one actually kind of came out as like a mini collector's edition, if you like. I think it was the only version of it. It came in a cardboard box, which I've got on the shelf over there, but I'm not going to grab it now. But I think it had like a mini CD soundtrack with it. So that I've had for 13 years, I think. It came out in 2011 over here. I played a few hours of it on PSP and just didn't stick with it for whatever reason. And then it went on the PSN and I played it on the Vita, and I got all the way to the martial arts tournament at Gransil and then stopped playing it for some reason. I don't know why. I was really enjoying it. I bought it again on PC, I think end of 2021, maybe end of 2022. I can't remember. Who remembers what year is what these days? But fairly recently, within the last sort of 2-3 years, I bought it on PC and then played the entire thing on my Steam Deck, and then immediately went into second chapter, which is probably one of my favorite games of all time now. So with that in mind, I had to go and buy a copy of it. This, I don't know if you can tell on the video, this is still sealed. I don't know how the hell I managed that, but Solaris Japan have copies of this and third, which is third. These are both sealed. They have brand new sealed copies of these games for sale on there. I think these are about 20 quid each. Obviously it was a bit more with shipping and everything from Japan, but I had to own these. I love the third as well. So that's 3 Sky games right there. You've seen the 2 Crossbell games I just showed you the collector's editions of. Then there is Cold Steel 1 and 2 on the Vita. Cold Steel 3 and 4 on the Switch. So that's 3 arcs. These are actually the steelbooks for the Crossbell games, which are very nice. There's Reverie, and then Daybreak I just showed you. So I have all of the games currently released in Europe, and I have played less than half of them. I'm actually on Azure at the moment, so I probably shouldn't have bought Reverie and Daybreak, and probably not even like Cold Steel 3 and 4. Obviously the 2 Vita games I bought years ago, so they were just there already. But I have the entire series as it stands, and like 6 of them I haven't even got to yet. But I'll get there. It'll happen. I'm going to play through the whole series. This was kind of buying the Daybreak collector's edition was kind of to give myself a kick up the backside to crack on with the series, because I played 0 last year, I think, maybe late last year, and then I hadn't started Azure yet. I only started it like a week ago, so this is spurring me to continue on to complete the series. But yeah, that's my complete Trails collection. We'll do a quick look at the Daybreak collector's edition and see what's in there, and then I've got a couple of small things left to show, and then that'll be the lot. Alright, here is the Trails Through Daybreak collector's edition unboxed. A few things to go through. So these are some art cards. I think they're supposed to be like movie posters that you see throughout the game. That one, when I first took it out of the box, I thought it was supposed to be Chloe. But yeah, none of these have any significance to me at this point, because it's going to be a while until I actually get around to playing the game. But they look pretty cool. Some nice artwork. This is like the soundtrack. These ones that you get with these JRPGs tend to give you like 7 or 8 tracks. So that's all that's on it, which is a shame. Especially as Falcom games tend to have amazing soundtracks. Apparently they've been diminishing in quality a bit of late, but I can't confirm or deny that myself. But if true, that's a bit disappointing. Alright, and then in here is so this is the Arkwright Solutions business card case. I'll probably look at that in a sec. Got the game, and then the steelbook, which is very nice. I think I prefer the Zero and Azure ones. That's still very nice. I am a sucker for a steelbook. If there's a steelbook around for a game I want, I'm probably going to end up buying that version. But this is the main reason I wanted it. Trails uncovered. So usually in Falcom or in ISA collector's editions, they'll put in a little art book. This one is not a little art book. This is like over 200 pages. It's a big chunky boy. But Yeah, I haven't really had a proper look through it because it's going to be all very spoilery. But there's a lot of art in there. I look forward to looking through that when I've played the game in about 5 years. Let's have a quick look at this and then that'll be that. Alright, Arkwright Solutions Office. Complicated matters only. So this is actually metal, which is pretty cool. How do you open the thing? Probably not one-handed is the answer. It looks hinged. Surely that comes up. It does. So yeah, for all your business card needs. Suppose you could use it as a very uncomfortable wallet if you wanted to carry that around and just throw your bank card and stuff in it. Or you could just like sit it up on a shelf like that. Yeah, pretty cool. Limited edition. Again, the main reason I wanted it was the steelbook and the enormous art book. So I'm a sucker for an art book. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay, a couple of small last little bits, also Falcom related. If you're aware of Pinbox, they're a website that does like little enamel pins and t-shirts and stuff. And they've got loads of Falcom stuff. So I've previously bought a couple from there, which is, these are the pins. That's Estelle, which I think it's SC Estelle. Hopefully it's focusing. There's a little enamel pin in there. Comes in like a little art box. Has some art on the back as well. And then this one is Unica from Ease Origin, which I love. Ease Origin. Very good game. If you haven't played it, go and play it. So those I've had for a while. Whoops. And they had a bit of a sale going on because they're moving to different packaging and stuff. So I thought I'd pick a couple of extra things up. So I got Dana from Ease 8 because I also love Ease 8, and I forgot to mention actually when I was talking about my the Falcom, the Trails collector's editions, I do also have collector's editions of Ease 8 and Ease 9 as well, which are both very nice. And then this one's a bit more relevant. It's Lloyd from Crossbell. Then you can see the SSS members on the back there. Nice, cool little things just to put on your shelf. So I got those, and then I also got, I mentioned the Ease 8 collector's edition. That comes with a steelbook, and it's got this really nice artwork of Dana on it. I'm not going to go and dig it out now, but I will show you this that I bought. How am I going to do this? Right, I just have to hold it up in front of my face. So that is the art that is on the Ease 8 steelbook. Really nice art of Dana from Ease 8. And they've got a t-shirt of it. So I thought, yeah, I'm having that. But yeah, that's it. That's all the stuff I've got in the last probably 7 weeks, maybe. Sort of. I think it's like end of May, beginning of June, up until sort of mid-July. Loads of stuff's just come out, and yeah, like stuff I've pre-ordered ages ago, like the Dawntrail box and the Baldur's Gate collector's edition, just finally coming, and then happening to come out at the same time as Daybreak. But I've just lied to you, because I've just remembered there is actually one other thing that also came this week, and we're going to take a quick look at that. Again, I haven't opened this yet because it's just come in the last few days, so I'll say we'll open it together, but I'll probably open it off camera because it will be very noisy. Right, this is going to be extremely reflective, I imagine, but this is Kotobukiya Estelle Bright from second chapter. Let's have a look at the back because that will be less reflective. Yeah, you recognise Estelle. And on the side, there's a picture of the figure with her bow. We'll get into this, and I'll open it up and then we can have a proper look at it, because opening up these things with all the plastic in them is extremely loud on camera. So let's have a quick cut and then we'll come back and have a look at Estelle. All right, we have Estelle out, and oh my god, I am very, very happy with this. It's a bit of a pain in the backside to get out. It was covered in so much plastic, little bits on her hair and her arms and wrapped around her and everything. And her bow was in its own little plastic prison, double packed and double taped. It took me a minute to get it out, but god, was it worth it. If I had any nits to pick, it'd just be that the base is a little bit plain, but the figure itself makes up for that. I'm very, very happy with this. So I got this from Ami and it cost me about 120 quid all in, delivered and everything, which actually isn't that bad. I didn't get hit for import fees or anything either, which surprised me. I haven't ordered from Ami in a couple of years, so maybe there was an import deposit thing. I know you can do that on Solaris Japan because I've ordered from there a bit more recently. But I don't think I did that. I think I just didn't get hit for it, which is surprising, especially in these post-Brexit times. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. Just looks fantastic. I'm happy to have a figure of Estelle, who has become one of my favourite characters in everything, or in anything rather, at this point. I think she looks fantastic. Alright, now just to find a place for Estelle to live. I've got the perfect spot. Right next to my Ease Origin Fina. Nice. Alright, one final thing, because I accidentally lied again, but I also got this Ruby Noodle Stopper figurine a week ago at this point. Paul and I went to Camden to check out the anime stores there, because a bunch of anime stores have popped up out of nowhere apparently that we weren't aware of, so we went and checked them out. And I got this Ruby. It's pretty small, but it's pretty detailed. It's pretty good for a noodle stopper. I'm not generally into those kind of figurines, but there's nothing, well, not nothing, but there's very little Ruby stuff out there. And what is out there, which is pretty much just the pop-up parade figures, are very expensive these days, especially if you want to get one of Team Ruby. So I grabbed that for 35 quid from a store in the Camden Lock Market. If you want to check out that video we did where we went and checked out all the anime stores in Camden, then I will put it on the end slate. You should go and check it out. It's a pretty good video, pretty good day. But yeah, that is my swag video for the last couple of months, let's say end of May to sort of mid-July. I'm not sure if there's any stuff coming out soon that I'm interested in getting, but maybe I'll do these a bit more often if stuff comes out sort of on top of each other. Until then, if you like the video, please do like and subscribe and all that good stuff. It really helps the channel out. And we will see you on the next one. Bye.